In December 1996, a film arrived that redefined horror. Wes Craven's Scream wasn't just another slasher, it was a sharp, self-aware love letter to the genre, and a cultural earthquake. By the mid-90s, slashers were dead. Once dominant franchises had grown stale, reduced to sequels that relied on the same tired formulas, audiences had moved on. But Scream changed everything. With Kevin Williamson's clever script and Craven's expert direction, the film combined genuine scares with self-referential wit. Its characters didn't just run from killers, they talked about the rules of horror movies as they happened. Almost as quickly as it rose, Scream became a lightning rod. Critics accused it of glorifying violence, of desensitizing teenagers. The MPAA nearly banned it with an NC-17 rating, calling its kills too sadistic. And then came the copycats. 2001, Belgium. Thierry Jardin, 24, murdered 15-year-old Alison Cambier by stabbing her 30 times after she rejected him. He was wearing a Ghostface costume. Jardin confessed to being inspired by the Scream films. In January 1998, Mario Padilla, 16, and his cousin Samuel Ramirez, 14, stabbed Padilla's mother, Gina Castillo, 45 times, killing her. The case became known as the Scream murder and fell under intense media scrutiny after the boys claimed they were inspired by Scream and Scream 2. But one of the most chilling cases of all occurred here in the United States. September 2006, Pocatello, Idaho. 16-year-old Cassie Jo Stoddart was house sitting for relatives when she was brutally stabbed to death by her two classmates. The killers, Briandraper and toreyadamcik, later admitted they had been inspired by Scream and other slasher films. They even recorded themselves on video planning the murder, describing it as their own real-life horror movie.
Just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a fucking joke.
I'm shaking.
I stabbed her in the throat and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie. Oh, fuck. That felt like it wasn't even real. I mean, it went by so fast.
Shut the fuck up. We gotta get our act straight.
It's okay. Okay, let's buy movie tickets now.
Okay.
Come on, goodbye.
No.
Goodbye.
When I first met Cassie Stoddart, I think the first memory I have of her is we were joking around in class, and she was smiling, and that's the image I have in my mind now. Is I can't get that out of my mind.
Oh, yeah? What's the first name? Hey, look, it's Cassie.
Hey, look, I don't know.
Hello, Cassie. I'm getting you on tape, okay? Say hi, please.
Hi.
Okay, see ya. Wait, have you seen Tori? He's supposed to meet me here at 7:30, and it's 8:19. He's an hour late. You don't even care, do you? Okay. See ya.
Oh, dude, I totally.
And man, that's hard to talk about. But in the beginning, she was just a nice person, and she, sorry. I was attracted to her, and I thought she was a special person. But she started going out with this other kid I knew in high school, and it kind of struck me hard, and I was like, okay, so, I am a loser. High school is a very hard time. I had no idea who I was. I had no idea where I fit in among my peers, and I thought that I was a nobody at my high school. And I wanted to be known. And so I tried all these different identities, and I couldn't, find an identity that I could not be pushed out of, I guess. So I got into Columbine.
They came into the library, they just started shooting at everyone.
Bring this thing in here, swing it around.
Everyone at my table was shot.
Everyone at my table was shot.
Everyone was at my table was shot, and then they left and they're like, I gotta reload.
All you hear is like firecrackers, and then I looked out the window, and there's a kid with a trench coat and a shotgun throwing pipe bombs in the parking lot, and then he shot a girl outside.
Killed my best friend.
And then he came into the cafeteria, and you could hear like bombs and shotguns going off. And then he came into the library and shot everybody around me. Then put a gun to my head and asked if we all wanted to die, and he was gonna kill us if we were of color, and if we had a hat, and if we played sports. It was just horrible. The worst experience of my life.
Columbine kind of created a subculture for disenfranchised, kids who don't fit in anywhere. For the hour that they did what they did, they were in the spotlight, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to be in the spotlight.
Hey, Brian. Hey. Here we talked to your folks, and just kind of told them they're filled in, and they're comfortable with the fact that we'll sit down and kind of, the other night we hashed over some things about, where you were and all the details and stuff, and, as you recall, you're one of the last 3 people, to see Cassie, and so it's so important and critical that we just answer some questions and we get by some of those things, and so kind of preface that with your folks. They're good for you sitting in here. I want to remind you that, of course, you're not under arrest. Okay, you're free to leave, and if you don't have to answer any questions that you don't want to, and at any time you can walk out that door and go hook up with your parents. Okay, so we're not making you stay here for any reason. We're going to start I know we talked the other night about first of all why we're here, and we're investigating a homicide.
Yes.
That Cassie Stoddart was murdered.
Yes.
And because of the fact that you were, one of the last 3 people, there, and you had knowledge of her and stuff like that, it's common course that we want to go and interview people and find out what you know. We'll go ahead and start first. I guess, as I recall in the statement before, you've known Cassie for about how long?
From 10th grade.
Okay. So you've known her for a little while.
Yes.
I met toreyadamcik in sophomore year. He started talking about the movie Scream, how it'd be cool to actually do a Scream type crime. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, have you ever, thought about that? Not really. I've thought about other things like, Columbine. And he really wasn't into that. And I was like, well, I could either be alone or I could join his plan and you be with him and not be alone.
We're going for a high death count.
We're not going not to get caught, Brian. If we're going for guns, we're just going to end it. We're just going to grab the guns and get out of there, kill everybody and leave.
We're going to make history. We're going to make history.
I remember the first article I read about my case. Geez, they made me sound like this brutal, cold, psychopathic killer.
We were talking about Brian. They were making you just like Brian.
They put us like as the same person.
They lumped them together.
I only hung out with him for 6 weeks before this happened. I think it's crazy how the last week of me being on the street, being free, really has affected the rest of my life. If you were to watch that video and nothing had happened, it would literally be a joke.
There should be no law against killing people. I know it's a wrong thing, but
The next selection.
Hell, you restrict somebody from it, they're gonna want it more.
Exactly. Goodbye, camera.
Oh, do you know what Gene's words were?
What?
Saw a girl walking down the street, right?
Yeah.
2 questions came to his head. I could take her out, have a nice time with her.
The killer.
And show her a
Get
good
her
time.
alive?
Charm the pants off her. Or, I wonder what her head would look like on a stick.
Holy shit.
That's creepy,
Yes.
huh?
How you come to go up to Cassie's place or out to that place she was house sitting?
She told me on Thursday
Okay.
that she was having baby sitting the house, basically.
Okay.
House sitting. Mom, what time did I leave from our house? On Friday.
It was after I got back from taking Jamie to the game.
It was about 6:30 or 7.
Yeah, 6:30ish.
About there.
Okay, between 6:30 and 7.
Yeah.
You left your house.
Yeah, and I went and picked up Brian.
I was actually the individual who snuck downstairs and locked the basement door. And it's that one choice where I was just kind of going along with it. I really didn't stop and say, why am I doing this? I just did it. And that one thing that I did, started this whole thing. And that's something that is hard to deal with, because all I had to do was just not do that. And this may have never happened.
Now we're gonna go over to Cassie and Matt's house. If they're home alone, we're gonna see.
Cassie's house, Matt is there.
Matt is there, sorry. We're gonna knock on the door. We'll see who's there. We'll see if their parents are home or not. If they're home alone, we will leave our way, and then we will come back in about 10 minutes. We'll sneak in through the door because chances are they're probably in Cassie's room. So we'll sneak in the front door. We'll make a noise outside. And Matt will come out to investigate, kill him, and it will scare the shit out of Cassie. Okay? We found our victim, and sad as it may be, she's our friend. But you know what? We all have to make sacrifices. Our first victim is going to be Cassie Stoddart and her friends.
Turn your brights off, asshole.
Well, we'll find out if she has friends over. She's gonna be alone in a big, dark house out in the middle of nowhere. How perfect can you get? I mean, like, holy shit, dude.
I'm horny just thinking about it.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna fucking kill her and her friends, and we're gonna keep moving on. They were sick psychopaths that get pleasure of killing other people.
That sounds good, baby.
We're gonna go down in history. We're gonna be just like Scream, except real life terms. We're here in his car. The time is 9:50, September 22nd, 2006. Unfortunately, we have the grueling task of killing our 2 friends, and they are right in that house just down the street.
We just talked to them. We were there for an hour. But
We checked out the whole house. We know there's lots of doors. There's lots of places to hide. I unlocked the back doors, so it's all locked.
Cassie's there alone, and we both have masks on. He walks up and he tells me, you do something scary, it's gonna freak her out. And I'm like, okay. And so I grab a door and I open it and I slam it. And then we just kind of go into the room and the crime happens. And we stab her. I really don't have a lot of vivid memories of the actual incident. I have what they call a flashbulb images of that. She's breathing hard and her eyes are open. and she's looking off someplace else. And then I remember so many, like, she wasn't screaming, but in my head I can hear that. And I know she screamed before it happened to her. And but in my memories I have, she's screaming.
Just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a fucking joke.
I'm shaking.
I stabbed her in the throat, and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie. Oh, fuck. That felt like it wasn't real. I mean, it went by so fast.
Shut the fuck up. We gotta get our act straight.
It's okay. Okay, let's buy movie tickets now.
Okay.
Come on, let's go buy.
No.
Goodbye.
For all you FBI agents watching this, you weren't quick enough.
You weren't quick enough, and you weren't smart enough.
You led us to some things that were found in Black Rock Canyon. Tell me about what they found up there.
They found all of the gloves that I told you about. They found those masks and the boots, and then
Were you wearing those boots?
I was.
Whose boots were they? Were they your boots?
I found the boots at my welding classes back inside the...
Okay, so you wore those boots that night when you were in the house? Okay. And he wore his Converse?
Yeah.
Is that the first time you'd ever worn those boots?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the purpose of wearing the boots?
It was a lot, cooler.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it did happen, I was just too shocked to do anything, and I just ran from it and hid from it, and I made a lot of mistakes, but they were, I don't know, I just think I look at myself now and I'm 21, and I think how stupid I was at 16, and I just think how I feel like I'm paying for somebody else's mistakes at this point.
It's not unusual that he would, have that response, and his parents, having that response. I mean, it's a lot to deal with. I mean, you have to accept the societal brand that you are a convicted murderer. And that is a very scary term to have affixed to your name. And so it's really hard. He wants to please his parents. He wants to go home. And his kind of behavior it's really common and it's ordinary, I think. I think what makes somebody extraordinary is when they face everything and just kind of accept it. It's a hard thing to admit, I killed Cassie Stoddart. I stabbed a 16-year-old girl to death. That's pretty hard to say.
He was very easily influenced by his friends. Torey's much more of a follower than a leader.
Yeah, who I was at that point and who I am now, it's like totally different people.
But who Torey was at that age, at 16, he still didn't commit this crime.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not saying that. He's not saying that.
I'm saying I made some mistakes and I learned from them.
But your mistakes weren't anything that you were charged with. They weren't the murder and the conspiracy.
Yeah.
That was Brian. It must be harder because you're innocent to be facing it.
Yeah, I guess.
I want to have a chance at life. I understand that, Cassie can't. And I never ignore that, she's dead, and not anything is going to change that. You know, I did something terrible, and, you know, and there has to be consequences for that. You know, everything we do in life, you know, there's always consequences.
I don't know. I have a lot of ambitions, and I mean, if I were to get out, I mean, I know exactly what I would do with my life, but being in here, that's all I have is just these, it feels like all I have is just to sit here and rot, and there's no redeeming qualities. There's nothing I can do really to alleviate any, I don't know, it's like just watching yourself decompose. It's just horrible.
He's been in prison 6 years, and he's still on his first day. You know, he hasn't progressed at all. And in the end, it's going to hurt him in the end. You know, either psychologically, if he has a conscience, or you know, in courts. You know, they don't want to hear that you're completely innocent. You know, he's not innocent. He's not. You know, I'm not innocent. I'm guilty, and he's guilty, and that's where we all should start at. You parents, they love you so much, and that you showed them this by destroying them. I got special parents. I wish I could go back in time.